What is up, party people? It is Justin Langlois Sterling, Investment Advisors. Retail brick and mortar is dead. That's what I keep hearing. I've read about this for the last 15 plus years. And I'm here to tell you it's a myth, couldn't be further from the truth. And what made me think about this idea for this video is I love the podcast stuff you should know. The two hosts they're hilarious. Their delivery is fantastic. In some instances, they're very dry, but they give you perspective. And oftentimes, when we hear gossip or a myth or something that's just untrue or unfounded by fact, we immediately believe it to be gospel because somebody else said it. There was a thing yesterday on the news that was mentioned in Fox News that came from some article or tweet earlier in the day, and it was broadcast in a newscast, and it was completely false. So let's hold these death and retail brick and mortar people accountable. Fun facts. Let's go to the facts. Let's figure it out real quick. In 2021, there were more store openings, retail store openings, physical brick and mortar stores, than there were store closures. In 2022 to date, there have actually been double the amount of openings to closures. Now, in some instances, a closure could be a retailer physically moving down the street. Think about any of your dollar stores or some of your discount retailers. They may close or shutter a building and move down to something that's new. They may have a rebrand. There's a lot of instances where you get a Family Dollar and a Dollar Tree that like made a baby, and now you have dual brands in the same store. So I know many instances where they closed one and they cohabitate in the same building down the street. Another thing is 85%, I think it's like 85.3 or 4% of retail store sales are still conducted in a physical store. That's the vast majority of store sales. The biggest reason why we go to these stores is the most obvious is the look, the feel, to touch things. Appliances, beauty, supplies, home goods, and obviously clothing. You know, we want to try things on, like these skinny jeans that I've been eyeing for decades. I'm ready to just jump in them. And then I realize when I look in the mirror, I look like a complete moron. One thing that also happens is we hear these clippings or we read these clippings rather, and it'll say something like, store sales from August to September of this year were flat, or it's these month-to-month metrics that make no sense to me, especially when you're grabbing late summer months. Kids are going back to school, July, August, even the beginning of September. Retail has always performed very, very well in those months. Your kids need clothes, they need shoes, they need school supplies. The teacher needs like 50 boxes of Kleenex so they can blow their noses all day. And you're going to compare the following month, maybe a September and October, to that previous month. So we immediately think, oh, it's dead. The last thing is there's just a glut of vacant retail space on the market. So if you're at an outdoor mall, maybe you're where I live in Baton Rouge, you may go to a place like Town Center or Hammond Air or even the Mall of Louisiana, and you'll see some of these shuttered stores with for lease signs on them. It's not indicative of an unhealthy retail environment. It's more indicative of the fact that we just have more than we can accommodate. There's a glut of space. So at your next cocktail party, when you hear that know-it-all who's like, oh, it's dead, I only buy my, jewelry on Amazon or whatever, you can completely shut this fool down. Peace.